Well, I walked into that pub today with a sense of security and optimism and confidence that Leeds would snatch victory away from Chelsea in the FA Cup semi-finals, rise to the occasion, and be in the finals against Manchester City. Well, the outcome was entirely different. We saw a Leeds game that lacked a sense of urgency, a Leeds game that didn't show a lot of creativity, and a Leeds performance that raised a lot of eyebrows in a negative manner. I think Chelsea started on the front foot, deserved to go in front, were the team that was, piling on pressure. Leeds didn't know how to deal with it, although James Justin played a super match defending Garnacho, and generally speaking, Leeds did alright defensively, but it was the individual errors that cost us in this game. The defensive decisions not to kick it away but to head it away, slipping down, and when I look at it, Leeds will be disappointed and ruining their missed chances, and this is a golden opportunity that has slipped away because, quite frankly, when will Leeds find themselves in another opportunity like this to be one game away from Wembley? Not very often. And so Leeds will learn from it, but I don't think they'll be back. And look, when I was watching it, this reminded me a lot of just teams that want it badly but can't get over the line. In Leeds, you could sense there was a belief, but there was no creativity, there was no fluid, they didn't have a game plan. And trying to get it out wide to Okafor on the left, or if it's Bogley on the right, and then cross it in, it's not going to work. You need to pass. You need to break down the opposition with passing them. You need to make the proper runs. You just can't rely on set pieces or headers. And in my opinion, Dominic Calvert-Lewin was the worst player. Yes, he had a header, which, perhaps he converts on a better day. Granted, Robert Sanchez made some outstanding saves, but if you can only muster whatever it was, 3 shots on target, a couple which definitely should have been converted, it pains me to say, but then you're not very deserving of a final spot. And yes, Chelsea didn't play a lot better, but hey, they scored a goal and they defended well. And in this day and age, football is a game based on results, and an industry where you get judged based on performances. And Leeds was a lot inferior, and it's just difficult to know that this has slipped and that there's no turning back from here. What I want to see now, Leeds have the easiest 4 games remaining. They face Burnley, they face Tottenham, they face Brighton, and then they face West Ham. I expect a minimum of 7 points. That means 2 wins and a draw. I can understand if we lose to Brighton, they're a superb team in form, but I expect us to win against Burnley, win against West Ham, or win against Tottenham and draw against the other one, respectively. If that doesn't happen, then that will be a disappointing end to the season, knowing that we were capable of so much more. And obviously, as a Leeds fan, having gone through so much hurt and disappointment over the last years, this team doesn't really seem to be able to rise to the occasion when it matters most. And so I question the leadership a bit. Why weren't Leeds able to produce chances? I think Calvert-Lewin should have been taken off. Would have been a big call, no doubt. Put on Perot, put on Mecha, have 2 strikers, change the game plan a bit, base it around their player profiles. Not always the heading, not always the set pieces. And I think that game type would have suited Leeds a bit more, and perhaps produced more chances and produced a different result. But I think Daniel Farke, as he previously done, needs to have a long think about that performance, because for the most part it was underwhelming, and he needs to think about how he adapts it further, because against a team that obviously will dominate possession, as Chelsea did in the first half particularly, you need to kind of suit or have a game plan that can respond well to that. Second half was a lot better. This Leeds side showed more pace, it showed more effort, but it was a lack of urgency, a lack of a fight. There was not enough fight in this team, and at the end of the day, it's not good enough. So it hurts because I can only count my blessings as a sports fan. If you look at all the sports I follow, American and English, I've been very lucky, very fortunate to have grown up in this era where the Red Sox have done well, the Celtics have done well, the Bruins have done well, the Patriots have broken all sorts of records. Dortmund has given me championships, moments to savor, and with that, obviously, you take in all the moments that full of pain, full of anguish, full of disappointment. So as a whole, I've been very lucky to be born in this time, and but as I said, Leeds will disappoint you, and that's okay. Just got to focus on the moments and you know not let these disappointing results essentially affect the way you go about your day-to-day affairs. Anyway, that's all my take on Leeds, and I expect a response in the Premier League next weekend.